Some might say it's cold. Others, like myself and my partner, we say this is football weather as we welcome you to chilly M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore. Today, we've got a Week 13 matchup for you here between the Denver Broncos and the Baltimore Ravens. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
This defense for the Broncos, they were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They run it again with Kamara. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he's brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4. So opening drive, 3 straight runs, unable to pick up the first.
I know the fans want to see first downs, but guess what? The coaches have reasons for what they're doing. Sometimes they've scripted it, and some of these runs, while they haven't been successful now, they may be successful later on.
It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return, and the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10.
So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos
at their own 28-yard line.
Here's Gibson to start the drive.
And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Now Wilson. His throw incomplete. Cortland Sutton was the man he was looking for. And it's 3rd and 4.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
To throw is Wilson. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. David Jones has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Anytime you sack Russell Wilson, that's a win for the defense. But to get him here on his opening drive of the ball game, that's a really big win for that defense.
And the goal every week, keep him in the pocket. Don't let him get to the perimeter, because when he's in the open field, not only can he hurt you, but also you lose sight of receivers downfield, and they'll hurt you with big plays.
A good return there, 17 yards. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Again, it's Kamara. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Trying to find Cup, but it's intercepted. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. Linebacker Patrick Queen bringing him down.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 5 now. Wilson. And this is caught inside the 5. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. Here we go now on 1st and goal. That's a jet sweep. Wilson with a little pop pass. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Touchdown, Broncos. A great effort there. Touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Broncos are on the board first on the road here in Baltimore. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Jackson. Throw left side complete to Harry. And they get him down, but not before it takes him across the 40-yard line. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down. In motion goes the tight end. Now Jackson on first down. And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI. So pass interference, the call is so tough as a defender, I'd imagine, to time that up perfectly.
It certainly is difficult to get it exactly right because sometimes you're looking at getting there fractions of seconds too early. That one looked a little more obvious. Always a tough penalty to officiate. Just ask the basketball refs when they have to officiate block and charge.
Kamara up the middle. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. The Ravens at 9-2 to start play. And they've gone a full couple of months now since their last loss. Winners of 8 in a row.
And we always talk about how a team has to play complementary football in order to really be a good squad. But I think in this league, if your offense isn't playing really well as this one is, you're not going to run off this kind of a streak. On second and a couple, Jackson. That's complete. It's Devin Duvernay. And this is going to be another first down as they make the tackle at the Broncos 30. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews, 30 yards. And the Ravens are an extra point away from drawing level. And oh, it's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a look at this. Middle of the field, a breakaway. The 40, 20, 10. And he takes it the distance across the goal line for 2 points. Well, you figure with a veteran kicker out there, these extra points almost automatic, but this one turns into 2 points the other way. And we both know it's hard to put it on him. I think there's a breakdown in the protection, but guess what? It does go against his record.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They currently sit 1 game over 500 thanks to their victory a week ago. Yeah, Charles, they've been really an up-and-down team all year. Do you think that they have enough to get into the playoffs?
Well, you did mention that they've been up and down all year, so to me, it depends on what week you catch them. When they're at their best, I think they're definitely playoff worthy. But to me, they haven't been able to bring the intensity week in and week out, and that could be their Achilles heel.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Wilson. This throw incomplete, nearly picked off. And with his pedigree, he doesn't drop many of those. But 3rd down coming up.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he will have a Broncos first down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Throwing is Wilson. Open man Hamler, that's complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Only needing 2 yards on 2nd down. Throwing again here, Wilson. Man open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there, keeps the sticks moving.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. Now it's Wilson. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored 1, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
Wilson will throw again. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Let's give some credit to the defensive guys on that play. Able to bat that one away. Sure looked like they were trying to hit the corner route.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. Here's Wilson to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Like what I see so far in this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Jackson, he's going to keep it himself.
He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
Beckham will go in motion right. Jackson from the shotgun.
Open man is Duvernay. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Partner, you know when we call a game, we talk about Lamar Jackson and his speed and his elusiveness and the ability to get him on the ground and how tough that is for a defense. But how about his development as a thrower, as a professional?
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here and try and gain that yardage back.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Jackson.
Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked up by Caden Stearns. And the Broncos are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10.
Room here to run. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30.
41 yards rushing for him now, and he's only carried the ball 4 times.
Thought they were going to have him down a lot earlier, but he was able to shed that tackle.
Shows the value of the weight room, doesn't it? Shows the value of the attitude when you run the football. Don't go down easily. Break a few tackles. Gain some additional yardage.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
On 1st down, right back to Gibson.
Oh, he's got some breathing room.
And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. And they get 17 more on that one and another 1st down.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Gibson again.
And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
Ball on the 8. It's 2nd and 4.
That's a jet sweep. Wilson with a little pop pass. The 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a 1st and goal.
And this is just a little touch pass. They send a receiver in motion, just kind of tap it forward to him. Now, it doesn't turn into a huge play, but they do pick up a 1st down, a nice consistent gain.
They'll run with Gibson.
And he is not going to get through here on try number 1. They stop him at the goal line. No gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. So stuffed from the 2, now what?
You know me pretty well. What do you think I want here?
Play action?
Definitely. Let him get outside and create. And if he has to run it, he has a little bit more space.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up, the loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal.
Here's Wilson. Buying time to his left. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. The Ravens going to use legal timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Out there is Rodrigo Blankenship in the field goal unit.
from the left hash. A chip shot here.
Blankenship's kick is good. Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on 4th and goal anyway, but the sack on 3rd down pretty much made their mind up for them.
You're exactly right about that, and this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, it took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
Oh, and for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half.
Blankenship's kick is good. So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
This will be fielded inside the 5.
Now a hit and a loose football. It's picked up by the Broncos, but they will not be able to capitalize as time has run out here on the first half of play. So we come upon halftime with 9 points separating these two teams. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better, and I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation and pick up those pass rushers because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
On 2nd and 7, Wilson completes the pass to Judy on the crossing pattern. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a 1st. Gibson here running out of the gun. They find some open field here. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
81 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. He's going to air one out. And this one is incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they run successful.
On On second down, a run with Gibson.
And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
And defensively, Baltimore's in a dime look here on 3rd. From the shotgun, Wilson.
That's out to the flat for Gibson. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Touchdown! A great play there. His second TD of the game and 16th on the season as his guys are able to extend their lead. Wilson going to throw for it. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away.
This one fielded at the 5. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Now, after the loss, they'll have to navigate a 2nd and 17. They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And he goes across the 20 to the 22. 5 yards gets him back near the original line of scrimmage as they'll be left with a 3rd and long.
Well, another modest gain there on that one. And I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, and they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, haven't they, partner? Because they have to be extremely one-dimensional now if they hope to get back into this game. They have to do it by throwing the football and hope to have success through the air.
On 3rd down, Jackson. Open man right side is Kupp, complete. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. They'll indeed go for it with Jackson. Slings it to Andrews, and it's complete. The tight end has it. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
And give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. A give to Kamara running right. And he'll get this up to about the 40. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Jackson. That's taken in by Duvernay. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the first down.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 48-yard line. Now Jackson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. If this defense wants to stay in this ballgame, they've got to start ending some drives. That helps.
And they have to look ahead at what they expect the offense to do, and right now with that lead, that's run the football. So you don't just stack the line of scrimmage. You have to get upfield and try and make some plays in their backfield.
And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd. Now Wilson. Got a man. It's Judy complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
What a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run. 93 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. They'll go again with Gibson. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Marlon Humphrey with the tackle defensively.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
A give up the middle to Gibson.
And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to third down.
Well, partner, Marvin, our number one stats guy, just handed me a little card that says he has 97 yards on the ground today. You think he's going to get the ball again?
I think so. 3 away from that century mark. Got to have it.
Yeah, and I think what they're going to call is one of his favorite runs, whatever he feels comfortable with, and what the offensive line has executed well today to try and get him over 100 yards.
And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
Blankenship's kick is good.
And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately, not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3, and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Now it's gold after splitting the uprights to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
And after all those wins that they've reeled off, it seems that they finally have met their match in a big fourth-quarter hole. But still, what a run it's been. It feels like they have not lost in forever.
Just what you want on a first-down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
I'd say it's pretty good strategy. If you throw interceptions on back-to-back drives, let's see if the running backs can handle the ball a little bit, get things going. And also, you motivate your offensive line. I think they're in the mood to fire out and hit someone.
I thought the defense, though, might be a little more prepared for that run. Pretty good gain on the ground. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a handoff. Here's Kamara. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
On 2nd down, Jackson. Dancing to his left.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
It is certainly becoming rarer by the year to see your franchise guy take a hit like that. The defender couldn't believe he had a shot to light him up. So when you take off and run, you have to make sure you can slide, get out of bounds, anything. Just don't leave yourself open to hits like that.
The Ravens on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. Rolling to his right. Got his man. That's Harry. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the fourth, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
And in for the Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews, a beast in the red zone with his second touchdown of the game. And the Ravens have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. It's caught at the 5. And he's across for 2 points. Boy, a gutsy call right there, but the fake works. And they get the 2 instead of 1. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Taken in at the 3. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the fourth quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now, I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
I've got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be given a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line, yes, carrying the ball has been key, but those guys up front, they've made a lot of space. So this one will wind up a Denver victory. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Error-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle, go on to victory. Now the guys believe. You move on to the next lesson where you have to convince them. This one is now planted.
So for the Broncos, the win moves them a couple games over 500 now at 7-5. And they'll return home next week to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, it's a loss that could wind up costing them a first-round bye as they dip to 9-3. And they'll be on the road next week as they travel to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers.